What's up, everybody? Shauna D-Man here, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys are having yourselves a great week. We are back with another episode covering Maul Shadow-Lord, chapters 3 and 4. And again, I have to really say the best thing I'm enjoying about this series is the animation. It just looks so crisp, looks very, very good. Something that I really like as well that we see a couple of times in chapter 3 and chapter 4 when it comes to the lightsabers is whenever you see whether it's Maul, Devon, Dahki, whenever you see them using their lightsabers, there's like this when they go to the swoosh, basically there's like a small little trail effect that goes along with it. And I really, really like that. I think that's a really cool little detail right there. um Again, Maul just looks very stunning. You could definitely say Maul is still the antagonist of this series, even though he's the lead of the show itself. But it's definitely focusing in on Devon, because in chapter 3, obviously what we saw in the first two episodes, Devon was able to escape her little confinement, which was by design. Maul probably maybe knew she was going to eventually get out, and you see them have a conversation over tea, which is nice. And Maul's basically like Devon has a known perception of Maul. She knows who he is. Um, Maul, on the other hand, is trying to show her, those perceptions are entirely wrong. And again, he continues to challenge, and we get this a little bit in chapter 4 as well. He continues to push back because Devon still clings to the ideals of the Jedi. And again, not only in chapter 3, but in chapter 4, Maul pushes back against not only Devon, but also Devon and Dahki, where it's just the ideals of the Jedi didn't really serve them very well. The people you were, supposed to protect, they hated you. They branded you as traitors and everything like that. Even though that's not, the case. That's not, the viewers know that is not the case. It's not that cut and dry in that respect. So, um, we also learn a little bit about Lawson in this episode, as well as we learned that his wife, like him and his wife, were divorced. She went to go work for the Empire, so he's raising his son on his own. There's conflict between him and Two Boots um, throughout chapters 3 and 4, because Two Boots. Now I don't know if it's because of programming or him being a droid or what, but he is consistently saying, "Hey, we need to call in the Empire. We are not equipped for this kind of situation." And um, in reality, he is right. They're not equipped to deal with somebody like Maul, or even some of these Mandalorian mercenaries. Um, Obviously, he continues to push back and say, "No, the moment we call in the Empire, the moment everything changes." And even their chief has been consistently trying to keep the Empire out, but she can only do so much for so long before the Empire comes a knocking. It gets even to the point to where after Two Boots has an encounter with some of Maul's mercenaries in Rook Cast after a meetup with the Pike Syndicate, he goes over Lawson's head and tries to go to the chief, saying, "Hey, we need to get reinforcements." Now he gets reassigned to desk work, and then eventually he tries to, after they learn the location of where Maul is, the information that Dahki provided for them to go and arrest him. Two Bits is still going to call the Empire. It gets to a point where Lawson has to basically switch him off to keep him from doing that. Now, it didn't really help in the end, regardless, I mean, you knew that wasn't going to help. Um, because the Empire has come. So chapter 3, it continues. Maul continues to test Devon. Like he obviously tries to get her name. Obviously, she's not giving it up. They get into combat with each other, and you see Maul is just continuously, basically pushing Devon's buttons, and to get herself angry, let herself go, give into her anger and everything, and Maul's able to learn her name through that. Um, and he desperate. I don't want to say he desperately wants Devon as his Padawan, but he definitely sees her potential, and because during the conflict, he's talking with her about like how does it feel not being able to fulfill your destiny. He goes into a little bit of his backstory, talking about how his master Darth Sidious casted him aside, how his brother was murdered, how his mother was killed. Mother Talzin and Savage, and he had to basically learn to survive as well. This all chapter 3 also has it to where he gets his revenge on the Pikes as well. So, um, Rook, while Maul is dealing with Devon, Rook takes Vario to get more information. Where's the next Pike drop and stuff like that, and they go to basically like cause trouble. And this is all part of Maul's plan because what they do is they have Vario basically basically you know set up a meetup where Vario is going to apologize, say, "Hey, this was not me. This was not my guys. This was so and so. I forgot his name. The guy that Vario killed in episode 1. He's like, look, this to prove I'm on your side, everything like that. I'm going to come personally, and I'm going to make sure you are refunded for not only the cargo, everything that you lost, all that. I'll be there to refund it." He makes his way to the Pike planet, and yeah, I mean, obviously, there's like some kind of it's obviously a setup, um, because one of the Zarboks that's under Maul's command is disguised as Maul and starts taking out some of the Pikes syndicate men. Vario stuns him from behind. Vario thinking that he got Maul, and he's like, "See, look, I delivered Maul to you before he had a chance to get to you. Now, the the Pike leader, I forgot his name. He's heard the rumors of Maul's return, and so meanwhile, he he has Maul's lightsaber, and when he realizes it's not Maul, it's already too late, and Maul comes in, takes out everybody. He ignites the lightsaber, and then like just uses the force to, I guess, like make the Pike leader slash himself. At least what it looked like. It was like up close to really tell, but he definitely he slashed him. Um, and he proceeds to take out a few of the guards, not all of them. And he tells the Pike leader that's laying there dead, like, after what happened to me on Mandalore, I came to you for safe haven. You tried to have me killed, and he's pretty much got his revenge on most of everybody. The Pikes. Now he hasn't. I guess you could say he hasn't gotten his revenge on Vario just yet, but he that's probably going to come. And then I think there's like Black Sun as well that he's probably still needs to get his revenge on. He installs Colt, one of the Pike guard captains, as the new leader, but he answers directly to Maul. Meanwhile, Devon reunites with Dahki, and Dahki wants to leave because sooner or later the Empire is going to come. Dahki wants to leave, but Devon doesn't want to. She still, again, it's holding on to these Jedi beliefs. Like oops, sorry about that. I don't know if you're that dog. Where we're still, protectors. We still bring people to justice and stuff like that. And like, obviously, in a world, in a galaxy full of the Empire, being a Jedi is not very good. Now, their plan is they are going to give the location of Maul to Lawson, and Lawson's going to go, and now they're going to obviously go and assist. That's the plan, but they're going to make sure Maul gets arrested and turned over to Lawson. Um, but all this is pretty much according to Maul's plan, because everybody meets up, they find the location, they go in, and Vario delivers a message to Maul where Maul basically is saying, "Hey, listen, you're we can work out a deal here because neither one of us wants the Empire here. So, um, he's like, basically, I'll stay out of your hair as long as you let me do my business unimpeded, anything like that." Maul gives good compliments to Lawson throughout this conversation, talking about how he's honorable, intelligent, because he knows Lawson doesn't want the Empire here, and so which makes him, an intelligent person in the eyes of Maul, because they both know what an Imperial um takeover means and looks like, and especially because Maul mentions to Devon earlier about the Inquisitors, like how is she even prepared to deal with the likes of them? Obviously, fight breaks out. Dahki and Dahki and Devon go to take on Maul, and we get a pretty good conversation between Maul and Dahki about their viewpoints. And I feel like this is all, and like Maul mentions here, it was part of my plan for you to also bring your master here. Now I'm sure his plan was to kill Dahki and stuff like that. Um, there's just a conversation between two different philosophies between Dahki and Maul, and like you have Devon here listening to both sides of this conversation. Um, we get some pretty cool lightsaber battles. Now I know Maul doesn't want to kill Devon, so I can see why he is not as aggressive on with taking her on. I'm really surprised that Dahki was able to hold his own against Maul for the most part, um, up until the end. I feel like they gave like the impression at the end of the episode that like he got injured and he was about to die or something. That's maybe not the case, but um, needless to say, the episode ends with their Maul's little spy bot. Like they all escape. Maul, Cass, everybody escapes as the reinforcements show up with the police chief, and the spy bot picks up something, and it alerts Maul and Rook. Talk about big trouble. Meanwhile, at Maul's abandoned hideout, you know, Lawson apologizes to Two Boots. Two Boots hopes Lawson can forgive him, and everybody's like communicators or comlinks start to go off, and then we get an overhead shot of an Imperial Star Destroyer just slowly moving in over their location. And the episode ends with the Star Destroyer. The Empire is here. So I think what works for this Maul series is very fast paced. Everything is go, which is all right. I'm actually okay with, and it makes sense to have 2 episodes a week with doing something like that, because these were short as well. These were about 24 minutes a piece. Like I think chapter 3 was 23 minutes, and then chapter 4 was 25 minutes. So they're not very long episodes. Um, and then again, they're fast paced. So you're breezing through them relatively quick. So But again, overall, I don't know how well, from a viewership standpoint, this series is doing. Um, don't really see that much buzz of talking about it outside of your your content creators, your Star Wars people, just those in general are the main ones I usually see talking about it. But we'll see how it looks with on the charts and stuff like that towards the end of the season. It's already been greenlit for a season 2, so we'll see how things shake out there. So, but guys, that is basically it. That is chapters 3 and 4. A little review and thought on Maul Shadow-Lord. If you are new to the channel, be sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Be sure you comment below. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. Y'all have a good one.